Later, stereotype. Welcome to Ranger Reviews, a web series where we look at episodes of the TV show Power Rangers and then discuss them. Today we're exploring the 7th episode of the miniseries Mighty Morphin Alien Rangers, as well as the 152nd episode overall titled Along Came a Spider. We begin this episode in Billy's lab where he's doing some science stuff with Sestro and Titus. Billy says he's struggling to make something that will be able to make the Zeo crystals whole again, and he says that he needs help from somewhere super sophisticated like NASA or MIT to help him do this. He ends up just going with Angel Grove University, so Billy is gonna head out, and he tells them to stay out of trouble, and then Sestro and Titus try to blink. On the moon, Zed is mad that Billy is doing whatever the hell he is, and Rita suggests that they're going to fail anyways, so it's fine. Meanwhile, in the past, according to Adam, he's by the Diamond Mountains, which are a real range that exists in North Korea. He says that his grandmother was born near there, and then he says Annyeong Hashimika to a woman, which roughly translates to "How are you?" or is just like a general greeting in Korean. Doesn't matter though, because the woman, of course, speaks English. She asks if he's lost, and Adam says he's looking for a wise man. What the hell? Where did that come from? She says that she knows of a wise man named Kang Ogi who lives inside of the waterfall. She doesn't know where he is though, probably at the waterfall, so Adam thanks her and leaves. Titus then says to Sestro that he needs to rehydrate and that they cannot wait on Billy to return to get some water, so they decide to leave. Rita's watching this and Zed says that their arachnophene will cause a situation for them, so they make a weird spider thing that they may have just made a real spider out of, or like a monster one into a full-blown monster, I don't know. Golar and Rita are literally still under the command center and they're struggling to find out where they're at, so they're just using random chalk to say where they got lost, and they end up accidentally playing tic-tac-toe in one of the funnier gags this miniseries. Meanwhile, Adam is being pursued by this creepy old guy. He knows that his name is Adam and that he has the spirit of the frog. Adam then basically tells the old guy to buzz off, leaving. Outside the university, a woman in a lab coat is apprehensive about Billy getting help from her, it seems, because his project seems to be so intense. Then Billy says that he needs a phase modulator, and she just immediately agrees to donate it to a serious fellow scientist. She also calls him a young person when they're definitely the same age. They then just fire off a tiny rocket for no reason. Sestro and Titus are walking around and they find a drive-through car wash, and they get in line to get hydrated. Pretty sure that's the farthest thing from a pure water source. Zed and Rita see this, so they send down the Tangas, and honestly this scene is so stupid because Sestro and Titus are just rehydrating while the Tangas are getting beat up by the water and other things, and the two just leave. Also, a Tanga has its feathers ripped out by something apparently. Meanwhile, Adam is trying to talk to someone when the old man shows up to scream at him because he's saying stuff wrong. Adam thinks that the guy he's talking to is Kyogi, but nope. As the old guy says, strike two! Billy is back at his lab looking for Sestro and Titus, and the power is off for some reason, and the spider monster appears behind him, screaming. By the way, the monster looks like something out of a damn nightmare. Then Billy gets sprayed with what I can only hope is web. Then Sestro and Titus show up, finding the entire place covered in webs, and they hear from Zordon. They come to the command center because Billy is in danger. Zordon tells them to observe the viewing globe, where they see that the arachnophene has kidnapped Billy and stolen the phase modulator. It's morphin time! The alien rangers show up in the one cave in Angel Grove, but this time it has webs everywhere. They start looking for Billy, but then Titus is hearing something, so they run off one way, and the arachnophene is close behind. Adam is walking with the old guy, and he explains that he needs to find the crystal, and he explains that he's been trying to find the wise man, but all he found was this old dude who keeps creepily following him. Then he realizes that this guy is Kyogi. Adoy, Adam. Apparently the subcrystal is in his waterfall home. Meanwhile, the alien rangers stumble upon Billy, and he warns them that they're walking into a trap. Again, adoy, Billy. Titus and Orko then step on a web, which just covers them somehow, and then the monster comes out, attacking Delphine, Corcus, and Sestro, which to be honest is a damn good fight. Then Orko gets free, and just as he's about to save Billy, he gets tossed around the cave by the arachnophene. Then Titus breaks free somehow, doing a triangle slash with his sword, hitting the monster. Rita and Zed are mad that the monster is failing because these newly re-energized rangers are way too strong for her, so they decide to make her giant. The rangers see this, running off before Orko is blown away by the giant monster. Is no one gonna save Billy? They call it the Battleborgs by saying something about the tidal energies of the galaxy, which isn't a bad phrase, I guess. It's just the first time they've said it. I'm pretty sure anyways. They quickly realize that the Battleborgs aren't strong enough to get the job done, so they call up the Shogun Zords, forming the Shogun Megazord in the blink of an eye before they just immediately kill the monster. As soon as she's gone, Billy's web is gone and he grabs a phase modulator, regrouping with the Alien Rangers. Everything's fine though, because I'm pretty sure nothing could ever not be. Adam finds the crystal while Coyote is just sitting there watching, I guess. He glows green as he teleports out in a green rectangle fashion. On the moon, Zed is pissed that Adam has found another piece of the Zero Sub crystal, but Rita has a plan for next time. In the command center, Adam shows up and he meets up with Billy and Rocky. Wait, where the hell was Rocky before? I honestly forgot about him. Billy says that the design for the device is coming along as best as it can now that there was a bug problem that the Alien Rangers handled. Just say there was a monster, dude. Also, apparently the Alien Rangers are at a car wash now. Goldar and Rito then see light, thinking that they've done it at last before they just run out of the cave that they originally went into, putting them right back at the start. Over the credits, we get some cutscenes of the Tangas in the car wash and the Alien Rangers blinking. Man, was no one doing anything funny on set these episodes? This episode was there. I mean, it was definitely an episode, I guess. It's nice that they're showing that Billy needed something to fuse the Zeo crystals back together, and there's definitely an overarching idea that's going on here with these miniseries, which is basically get us back to normal and give us new stuff, please. I'm just struggling to find out why it was worth having to spread out across 10 episodes instead of just like taking a break from airing stuff. Of course, I understand why from a production standpoint, because it gave the adult actors breaks, except David Yost apparently, while bringing in new toys to sell and whatnot. It's just hard to rationalize story-wise when it comes to this series, but hey, the production had to do what they were told to do, and here we are. Overall, the lack of Delphine, Orico, and Quirkus in this episode was odd. It felt really shoehorned in because at the last second they needed the three doing something else somewhere, but at this point it's Power Rangers, what can you do? So who will be the next one to get their Zeo subcrystal? Find out next time, but until then, may the power protect you.